Alright, this is it. We're here to make the Tommy L's taco salad. Okay? John and I have been on the taco salad tour for, what, a year and a half now?
At least, yeah.
Okay. We've sampled many taco salads. We have our own preferences and critiques about them, and with all of that information, I am now trying to put together what I think will be a good taco salad for both John and I to enjoy. Now, I'm not saying this is the best taco salad in the world. I'm not ranking this #1 by any means, but I think this holds up pretty well. I have worked on this almost a year now.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got to mention that you've actually put work in it. This isn't your first attempt.
This is what I'm giving my presentation now. I've done the research, I've done the work, and the biggest problem I had facing was the taco shell, and getting a big one and getting a nice, real fresh bowl, because any store-bought thing is a piece of crap, and is usually broken by the time you get it home anyway. So we're going to do the whole thing top to bottom right here.
And we are doing a chicken taco salad.
No, we're doing a
turkey. We're doing a turkey taco salad.
And now the true Tommy L's taco salad would be with ground beef. But because John has a litany of
I have one
different restrictions in his diet, everything's got to be just so for this guy. So
I have one.
I have procured 2 1-pound chubs of turkey meat. So we're going to start there. Now here's the trick, because you want this thing to it's like making Thanksgiving dinner, you know, everything's got to be warm and at the same time. Okay, so in lieu of tomatoes, I'm actually using salsa. Okay, but what I've got is, I've got the salsa in a 1-quart crock pot over here warming up. Okay, it doesn't need to be hot, but warm. So you're going to take a look. Sure. Some chunky, mild salsa, you know, it's warming up. Doesn't need to be hot, could be room temperature. So, the beef usually doesn't take long. The shells take about 7 minutes, but then they need a few minutes to cool afterwards. So,
are they corn or flour?
This is a flour burrito right there. And what we're going to do, hopefully I have some, because I didn't think about it. Yes, I do. Very good. Is we're going to take some vegetable oil. Now, when I originally started working with the shells, I was just putting them in as is in the oven. But they were coming out too dry and not much flavor on them. So, what I've been doing then is we take a little bit of vegetable oil, and we're going to baste the shell in the vegetable oil. And what that does is it gives it a little bit more moisture, and also gives it the bubbles that you see typically in a taco salad, which I think is part of the taco salad, the taco salad experience. So, if you want to come take a look here,
now is that extra virgin olive oil, a little EVOO, or just
this is pure Crisco vegetable oil.
Okay.
Okay, and you don't have to soak it in it. Just enough just to get it all over.
Moist.
Moist. I don't get that whole thing with people who have a problem with that word.
That's why I said it.
It doesn't bother me.
Well, I think it really just bothers women more so than men.
Well,
let's not cut off our audience.
It's too late for that. Alright. So, again, not a lot. Alright, now, this is a mold for a taco salad shell. You can get these on Amazon. I think I got 3 of them for like $10 or something like that. So now we take our tortilla, simply put it in, push that in. See, it makes a nice taco salad shell shape. Okay, just put that guy aside for a second. Since there's 2 of us, we're going to do the second one. Now, John, do you like sour cream on your...
I like everything.
Okay.
Yeah, make it as your own.
Okay, because we've got some sour cream. I only just recently came around on the sour cream.
No, I like sour cream.
I was against it for quite some time, and then I...
Oh, so you had some restrictions.
No, it wasn't a restriction. It was a matter of taste.
Well, that's mine is too. Mine's a matter of taste. I don't like the taste of beef.
Well, that's not what you said. You said that you can't have beef because you're a gallbladder.
No, I never said that.
Or whatever.
I never said that. The only thing I said is, and the fans really want to hear all this, is I haven't had beef in 30-something years, so I'm sure if I had a bunch at one shot, it would rip through my system. But it's just a matter of taste.
Okay, alright. I asked you once if you could have beef broth, and you said no.
Because I don't like the taste. I don't like the taste of beef. Beef broth would be the same thing.
Because I was going to try and make some American goulash for this guy. And I can do it with turkey meat.
But do you understand?
But you gotta put it, if I use turkey broth, now you're just...
Chicken broth.
It's not the same thing.
Yeah, the same thing. Well, I'll change my whole diet for you, okay?
Well, do what you want on a daily basis, but I mean, when you come over here, you should be polite and just,
I am polite.
Swallow it and, so to speak.
Okay. Save that for others.
Alright, so, shells are ready to go.
Shells are ready.
Not going to put them in just yet. I like the shape of this one here.
Well, that'll be mine.
Go up a little bit here, whatever. Figure it out. It's in a little crooked. There we go. Alright. Now.
Those are pretty big.
I would prefer them to be bigger, but that's as big as I can find them.
Alright.
Alright, now.
Chicken. Turkey.
Turkey.
Ground turkey.
So, because these come in what are called chubs, when you get these things, this is a chub, you can't break them up with just a spatula quite as easily. So,
any reason why you bought the chub and not just a pack of ground turkey?
Because the chubs are cheaper.
Alright.
I don't know why, but it's cheaper to buy a chub.
Well, maybe there's more filler or something in there, I don't know.
No, it's all the same stuff, but it comes out like that. I mean, it's a big...
Well, how about that?
Thing
Oh, smell that turkey. Doesn't it smell good? You folks at home can't smell it, but man, it smells good. Much better than that beef would have smelled.
But because they're chubs and they're in this really solid form, it's very hard to just break it up with a regular spatula. So I recommend getting yourself one of these guys. Would you use this?
I call that a chub breaker.
Yeah, a chub breaker works. And you just start lifting this up.
Look at that.
Yeah, this will take a couple minutes.
Couple minutes, folks.
Once it's in there and the chub is starting to get cooked, I will go ahead and put in the shells. Now this oven is preheated at 400 degrees. Those are going to be in there for 7 minutes. Let's set our timer. And return to the chub smashing. Then, I want to flip it around just a little bit. Get both sides browning before we bring in any of the spices.
That's a lot of meat.
This is 2 pounds.
Yeah, that's a lot of meat.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say I put a full pound in there, but there's a lot of meat going into this thing here. So,
no, I'm just saying.
It's better to have more than not enough.
I agree, but I'm just complimenting.
Right, well, I wasn't criticizing. I was just saying why it was so much meat. That's all. Jeez. Making this guy a meal, Making this guy a meal. Alright, so, now that that's all broken up, we can start adding stuff to it. Now, I'm not putting a whole lot in there, at least variety-wise.
You can't. There's not a whole lot of room.
I'm going with good old El Paso taco seasoning. I am opting for the lower sodium, as all of this stuff combined ends up being quite a bit of sodium. Plus, because we've got 2 pounds, I use 2 packets.
Although it's still fairly healthy. You might have a little high in sodium.
It's a little high in the sodium. I think because I've put all the ingredients into my calorie counter on my Fitness Pal, and I put the whole thing in there, and then a given taco salad, and part of it's the shell, because the shells are high in sodium. Those things have almost 500 milligrams in them each. So between all that and everything else, you're looking at north of like 1,500 milligrams of sodium in this thing.
And what percentage of your daily intake would that be, or is that
That would be like 3/4 of mine.
Oh, okay.
That's, I mean, like if you're having like 2,000 milligrams of sodium,
gotcha.
Then that's a lot of sodium.
Well, the citizenry need to know those numbers. That's why I'm here for the people.
Yeah. All right. So now,
could you do a Julia Child voice as you're doing this?
Well, here we are, and we put in the seasoning, and now we just make sure that we flip it around a little bit and move it so that the juices can soak up all of the lovely
Yeah, that's better than your Sean Connery.
I don't do a Sean Connery. Well, I have one line I do. We named the dog Indiana. All right, now this is a little insider. I put a little bit of cayenne pepper in there.
Cayenne.
Give it a little extra spice.
You know, you don't put your 12 cloves of garlic or bulbs.
No, man.
That's an old joke. Check out an old episode to get that one, folks.
Yeah. Yeah, don't tell them which episode. Just tell
I
them
don't remember which episode.
It would have been around last January or February.
Well, here, spoiler alert. Tommy, instead of using 3 cloves, he used 3 bulbs of garlic in a chili.
All right. So now we're going to let that sit.
Just see that steam coming up, folks? That's good smelling.
It's good smelling. Great smelling.
I'd wear that as a cologne if I could.
All right. Now, again, in an effort to not take in too much crap in this whole thing, when the meat's done, we are going to drain it so that all that liquid in there boiling up doesn't end up shooting out your ass later in the day.
Is that a colander?
I guess technically.
Is there a dish in a colander and a strainer?
I think a colander, they tend to be more, I think they tend to be metal, and I think they have the top on it, is what it is. So like a colander, you could put like broccoli, steamed broccoli and stuff like that in there. Let's see. So now we just wait another 2 minutes, and then we'll pick up from there. All right, so it's been a few minutes. The shells are done. Now we're going to pull these guys out. Very hot. And we'll just let that sit. And it'll crisp up a little more. It keeps cooking a little bit after you take it out. And then this, take this guy, and then we're going to just pour all this into here. Now I don't grease this ahead of time because it makes enough grease on its own.
Yes.
And that's going to be enough meat either way. So, take that. Get some of the juices out. Okay. Now, we're going to start building our taco salads here. So, should be.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Okay, that one.
It's one darn good looking shell.
Go. Alright. Now's the fun part. Put it all together. So,
What goes in first?
lettuce first.
Standard mixed greens?
This is lettuce shreds.
Lettuce shreds.
Or
shredded lettuce.
Yeah. Scissors. Alright, now I go deep on the lettuce here. Because everything else will sit on top of it and push it down. I'll be honest, I'm not wild about how the shells are looking right now.
Well,
I mean, they look
you're
crisp.
talking aesthetically.
Yeah. No, they'll be fine taste-wise.
Yeah.
But I mean...
I'll take taste over aesthetics any
Not
day.
as much of a bubble aspect to it, but...
I'm less of a bubble guy than you are. I like a firmer, hearty shell.
Alright, next, either your tomatoes, or in this case, our warmed salsa. You can see a little steam coming out of there. Might be a little heavy on the salsa on that one. Another one. Okay, that's
all right.
pretty good there. There. Okay, next up, the all-important beef.
Turkey.
Whatever.
You don't want to confuse the fans.
I'm just going to spoon this right out of here. Put a bowl.
Oh, look at that. Man, it smells good.
Okay. So, generous with the meat.
No question.
Turkey.
Well,
Right.
no, meat is fine. It's just not beef. It's still turkey, it's still meat.
Okay, now, the cheese.
Oh, cheese. Now we put some cheese.
What is that voice?
That's really a child, too.
Sound like a Muppet. Alright, so we're using cheddar cheese, but we're using the rustic cut, thick cheddar cheese.
You are a big fan of
I'm
that.
a big fan of the rustic cut. And I like a hearty taco salad. So I'm going to just put a whole bunch of cheese on there.
So that's not just a sprinkling.
No.
Alright.
Now, finally, to top it off, light sour cream. So again, I'm trying my best to keep this as healthy as possible, but even with that, it's not the healthiest thing in the
Alright,
world.
we're going to see if he uses one of my favorite words now. What are you putting on there?
Well, I know the word you're looking for, and that would be a dollop.
Yes, yes.
Now, alright, if this is your taco salad, do you like a dollop or do you like more than that?
No, it's like like that. Yeah, that spoon.
That's
what,
enough?
No, what you just had on that spoon, throw that all in there. That's good.
Okay.
It's a little more than a dollop.
Alright.
It's like a dollop and a half.
Okay. So, taco salad number 1 is done. That's the final version. We'll call that yours. And then repeat the same steps.
Now mine is nicely congealing. I'm not sure if that's the right word. Marinating? No.
Okay. That,
And we'll see what Tommy does with his cheese and his sour cream. Okay, good amount of cheese.
just make
Let's
a
put it
mess
on.
is what he's going to do.
And what will he do? There's a dollop? Kind of a skimpy dollop.
Getting cheese in there. So here we go.
A couple dollops. All right, a little more than he gave me. A little more than I asked for, I should say.
Okay. And there it is.
All right, look at that.
Ready to go. So now, we eat it.